Now we are on to the next round, so we'll bring our cubes back. And Germany has a lead now of 3-0, so the US gets to go first. Sometimes you don't want to go first. I believe you can defer, like US has the option to go first or to defer. So right now, I think they will defer to see what the Germans are going to do, because the Germans are in a tough spot. Even though they've got that lead, they've only got these 3 units here, and this one's pretty damaged and is going to have to retreat to heal. So you know the US is coming in to take that, so we're going to spend 2 to get in here. And I moved the speed dice here. Let me put that one back. That's always good as a reminder, so that US armored car also has, and that's just basically a free move. I could rush over here to heal these guys, but they're in a building so they can't be healed. So I think we're gonna sit put here. We are gonna move these guys up. So that'll be our 3 moves for Germany. Now they both have these advanced dice, so now they're sitting well on that victory point. And these Americans are going to have to probably back up some. All right, so the US, they're going to spend 2 to get into there. And they're just going to have to take their beating. Now the mortar sitting here, 2, 3, 4, so it can reach that building. So we're not going to move our mortar. It can go 1, 2, 3, 4. It can hit that machine gun team if we feel like we can get this armored car up there, which I think we can. We got 1 move for free, and then we spend a cube there. So now that's our 3 for the US. Now Germany, I think, is just going to move that into there to heal anybody that gets damaged. So that's kind of a good defensive block there on this victory point hex, but it's going to be a while to get that one, I think. They're going to have to make some maneuvers, but you know, they got the lead, so if they can sit on that lead, that's probably the best way to go. So Germany is basically done with their movements. The US, the armored car has a range of 2, so there's nothing that they can do here unless they move up 1. Now, the machine gun can still shoot at the armored car and damage it. That's the kicker there. So I think what we want to do, I moved that speed dice too. I think what we want to do is back up our Jeep. That's our free move. And then these guys will come over 1, 2. Well, no, we'll leave them there for now. And they're going to heal up to 4 and get back to full strength next turn. Because I think what we're going to do, if I move this armored car, well, it's actually in range. It can get hit there. So I do have 2 left. So I can either go 1, 2, and that would be the end, but still in range there. So I think we'll stay out of range, and we'll just back up 1. And we're going to go with this for our setup now. Germany's playing it conservative since they have the lead, but really the US is kind of in shambles here on the right side of the map. Right here, they're going to have a shot into the building on those Germans, and the Germans in the building are going to have a shot into there. Now, they're in the open, so that's an automatic, so they lose 1. Now they're in a building, So this shot is an automatic, but the building gives them 2 defensive dice. So they got 2 chances to block that one shot, and they got 1 black and 1 red. So they did block it. So that is how that ends up. No more combat. Yeah, they're out of range. All right, so capture points. So the U.S. is going to capture its first victory point of the game. They each get an experience point for... Oh no, Germany or U.S. didn't damage. Oh no, I needed that extra experience point for U.S. to upgrade. So that didn't work out so well there. So let's adjust our incomes. So US will go up 1 and everything else stays the same. So I'll go ahead and move their incomes while I'm here. They're at 9, so they're going to start over and get 2 more. They're going to go up, but they're going to go up to 1. Alright. So now we'll need to do some upgrades with some of that ammunition for the US. Germany will go down 1. Now that's their income. And I move the board again. So they'll go up 2. They're going to go up 1 there and 2 there, but only 1 now in the fuel. So now it's 4 to 1. That's a significant lead when you're playing to 9. So the U.S. is going to have to get on the ball here. All right, so Germany's mortar team. It does cost 4. And they have 5, so that'll go down to 1. So the mortar team has a health of 3 and then a mortar. So we'll get out another plastic stand. We're going to put a mortar in it. And 3 infantry. So we'll put the 3 infantry and we'll put it on the board. And I think I'm going to put it on this side here to try and help that unit in the building somewhat. They've got 1 experience. I don't think... Well, yeah, I don't think I want to upgrade this unit here that only has 2 guys left, because they could be wiped out at any moment. So let's go look at what the US has. They only have 2 manpower. There's nothing they could bring in other than another Jeep. So, and they didn't get that other experience cube. Now, what they can do for 4 is give this rifle team, well, it already has an extra shot when we use that experience. Oh, here's what we'll do. We're going to use 2 of our ammunition here to upgrade this armored car to have an HE shot, additional HE shot. So now this is going to have an infantry shot. If you look at it, well, it actually has 2 infantry shots, and then that's the speed dice for the extra roll. And now my battery's flashing, so I'll finish this up here and we'll change batteries. But now for 2 ammunition, I'm going to get an HE shot. So that's going to have 3 shots out of that armored car. That's going to be great. Okay, so if you're wondering why the camera keeps changing, is my second battery must not have been charged, so it only ran for 1 turn and then shut off. So we will start this next turn, and what I was saying, the U.S. being down 5 to 2 on the victory points gets the option of going first. So now's the time, I think, to make a push here. Now, what we're going to have here is some pinned units on this one, so there's going to be some interesting maneuvers going here, and they've got to try and capture that to clear things out. So the first move is going to be 1, 2. That puts them within 3, and this unit is going to go 1. Alright, so setting up for this action. Germany sees that that is coming. They're going to move their armored car, which has a free speed dice. And then 1, 2, 3. So that'll be right there. Armored car will be there. The armored cars don't matter so much which way they're facing. The tanks do. Machine guns do. These both have turrets, and there's no advantage to hitting them on the front or the sides, you know, like a tank. So that's why I'm not concerned with which direction these armored cars are facing. Alright, so the U.S., in response, they're going to try and, I think, eliminate that machine gun team. So they'll come into here. They're out of range of this one, but they're in range there. So that cost them 1 to go there. So that leaves 2 more. This infantry will run to here, and hopefully we can get into range of some healing from that Jeep there. Alright, so the US, or Germany, the mortar team really is not in danger yet, and it's in range of these two, even if that one goes back. So we could get a kill with that. So I think I think Germany's gonna stay put, and we'll see what US does with its last 3 cubes. Even though, so we'll move 1, and then I hate to move that Jeep up there yet, because that Jeep's going to be within range of this machine gun and being pinned. Well, the Jeep can't be pinned, but it can be eliminated. I think we'll do it. The Jeep has 2 health, so that machine gun is the only thing that can hit it, and that can only do 1 damage, right? I'm looking over at the machine gun. It has 1, yeah, 1 infantry, because I didn't upgrade it. Now I'm wishing I would have spent some upgrade on that. Alright, so there we go. The US can still move 2. But they're not. They're going to stay put. So Germany, even though they have 6 cubes left, basically these 3 were forfeited when they did not move. So they technically have 3. So I could back everything out, which seems like might be the best move. You know, move 1, and move the Jeep, or that Kubelwagen 1. So move everything back 1. That takes the machine gun out of range, and that is out of range other than the fire from the machine gun. So that's what you get for moving last. So in retrospect, maybe the US should have went first in planning this attack. But that does leave this wide open for capture next turn. Should the US want to go first, if they survive, that is. Alright, so there's the end of your movements. Looking at the fire, this has a range of 2. It does not upgrade it. Nope. Well, I mean, there's no upgrade for extra range. So the machine gun can fire on that, which is 1 infantry dice. And then the mortar is spotted, so I can go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I can go for the kill, which I think I'll go for the kill, because we'll have 1 flame, and then the HE shot. So I'm wondering if the flame attack from a mortar is rollable like the HE shot is in the advanced rules. So I think we'll do that. So if there's a red on either one of these dice, it's a miss. You know, they're misses. Oh no, they're both misses. Well, good for US. So the mortar completely misses. The machine gun firing here. All right, so the armored car is considered a soft vehicle, which is the yellow. It has 1 defensive dice against an infantry. So a red is a failure, and it's a failure. All right, so that means this armored car, which has a health of 3, has 1 damage. And you can do that, or it has vehicle stands, which when it gets damaged, you might as well. So there's 1 damage on it, and these are the extra abilities it has. Well, it doesn't fit in there, does it? So we'll have to put it there. All right. So that would be in that hex with 1 damage out of 3. Now there is no repairing that I'm aware of. Not from a Jeep. I say that. It is repairable. The U.S. Rifle Company, or Rifle Squad, has a wrench. So any unit with a wrench that ends its turn next to it can repair that damage. Which oddly enough, I don't know, that's a good question. Can the U.S. repair this infantry and then this infantry repair that? I'm going to guess no. So I'm going to take what I think is the better play here and repair that infantry. Because you don't want to lose a unit if you can avoid it. Alright, so that is the end of combat. So no supply or no capture or control points have been captured. So the income stays the same. So we're just going to move US up 2, 2, and 2, and 1 victory point. So that's what they're sitting at. That's not going to be enough to bring any more units in. So they're going to have to sit tight. Germany will get a command cube, which I forgot to remove the US one for that upgrade. For damaging this vehicle. So I will put that in their tray. And their tray is as follows. We're going to go up 2 manpower, 1 ammunition, 2 fuel, and 1 victory point. So they are almost, well, they're 6 of 9. So it is 6-3 now. Alright, so now that that's done, healing, we're going to heal 1 U.S. infantry in this squad from that Jeep. And let's get that damage dice out of there. Alright, take our cubes off. Now, here comes the tricky part. What to do with the resources you have. Alright, so the resources Germany has is not enough. They don't have enough resources to do anything. Alright, so upgrades. I don't want to really upgrade anything else for Germany. Because I want to save that till I can bring in another unit to upgrade. The U.S., what can they upgrade here? Their rifle squad for 2 experience. You know, let's not do that because when we attack, that machine gun is going to pin that and we're not going to get to use that upgrade. The armored car I already upgraded. You know what, I could use, like I did on the German armored car, I could use 2 experience to upgrade. Oh man, this is really tough. Those dice are wedged in there. I can give it an extra defensive roll. So we'll do that. Alright, there's your upgrades. No units purchased because no one has the dough. U.S. In the next turn here, the U.S. may attempt to go first or pass. They're probably going to go first because they can go 1, 2, 3, and if they survive all those attacks, they will have captured the second victory point. So that's what we're going to do. Germany's going to go, or U.S. is going to go first, because they got to do something to get back into this game here. All right, so that is that. So the German units that are right there are in cover, so that seems like the best spot. I could technically back up to the building, because there's no advantage of next door fire unless you have there are special units that some of your commanders can give you where they would get extra dice for being next to each other, but that is not the case here. So they're going to do the cheeky thing here, and they got their free move, 1, 2, 3. So I didn't really see that until I'm standing over here on this side. So they're going to snag that control point unless that vehicle gets destroyed. And it has a health of 3 as well. So right now you could put all 3 on there, but you've really got to support this guy now that he's out there with his neck stuck out. So let's move our machine gun up so he's now in range. He can pin these guys so there won't be any fire. We're going to move this infantry back to here and then kind of leave these here to heal. And I think since we're pinning that, we're going to assume that the machine gun and the mortar are going to hit that. So let's move our armored car 1 over here. So the armored car versus armored car, only the US one has a little bit of damage. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So the mortar team has to move at least 1 to be in range here. We're going to leave our Kuba wagon there for health reasons. I think we're going to sit. So now the US has 3 left, and I think they are going to sit, because we're going to have this mortar and armored car hit that. Alright, that's how we're doing it. So now we've got some pinning going on here. The US machine gun, 1, 2, 3, pins this squad so they don't get the fire. And the German machine gun pins this squad so they don't get the fire. The German armored car, you know, I forgot to look at that one because it has a little better attack. Yeah, it attacks with an infantry and an armored piercing shot. If I can find the infantry on here. There it is. Alright, so that's the attack from Germany on there. For here, the US with that armored car, it has been upgraded to do an HE as well as 2 infantry. So there's 2 infantry and 1 HE. This mortar fires with 2 HE. Oh, I forgot the German mortar actually. Oh, that's over here. Alright, so this is the US attack on the armored car. So that armored car might not survive that. This is the German attack on that armored car. Over here, we got this machine gun firing on the pinned group for 1 infantry. This machine gun firing on there with 1 infantry. And let me pause this for a second. Alright, so we're back for the combat action here. We'll start at this side of the board and just work our way across. So this US fire into here, because of the yellow line, gives it a defensive roll. Normally it would just be one hit. So it is no good. So there is a loss of a man there. German machine gun firing in here, it's the same thing because of the yellow line. It is good, so there's a loss of the man. That means that they... Oh, I forgot, the German mortar comes in. So they've lost one guy from the machine gun. The mortar has a flame and an HE shot. So we'll roll those. That German mortar hasn't hit anything the whole game. They were both misses. Alright, so that stinks. Alright, so the next battle is right here, the German attack on the armored car. So one of those is defensible. The infantry, the armored piercing is not, other than they bought the upgrade for an extra defensive dice. So they get two, one for the infantry, which is defensible, and then the extra. So out of the two hits, they defended both. No action there. Alright. So over here, the infantry is defensible by the Germans, so I'll roll that separately. Wow. Not a good day for the German dice. Alright, so that is two hits. So they just need one hit out of those three HE attacks. Two from the mortar and one from there. And red is misses. All three misses! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They just needed one hit to clear that zone. Alright. Well, I mean, that's how it goes, you know, when you're using dice, that's what happens. Alright. So those are the dice. We'll get the cubes off so we can see what's going on here. So the next phase is control points. The Germans take this one, and the US take this one. So there's a net effect of 0 on the victory points. So that didn't work out for either side, really. With those two infantry hits, man, I really thought that thing was gone. Alright, so US basically just moves up their stockpile, and I think they had, so they're up to there, they were one victory point. Alright, well, that's a stinker. Alright, so they did get damage, so there's a experience cube for that. And coming over here, we're going to move up 2, up 1, up 2, and then up 1. So they are at 7 now, and then they do get a experience for damaging that unit. Alright, so healing units. Germany has this guy on the front line, so he gets to heal that back to full squad, or full health. This Jeep will heal this squad, so no healing going on there. Alright, so I'm on the German side, so let's see what they've got. Man, they're 4. They're just one shy, because their next squad is, you know, troops, but maybe I should, well, I gotta wait. Alright, so what can I upgrade here? I really can't upgrade anything. Alright, well, you know what? I can upgrade for 4 ammunition. I can upgrade this German unit here for a infantry mortar. So maybe that'll, well, it won't, because this machine gun is going to pin that guy again. Such is life. Oh well. Alright, so let's go over here to the U.S. Now they have 4. They could bring in another infantry squad or another mortar team. I think I'm going to bring in, since, no, you know what, we better bring in another infantry squad. So we'll bring them in just because I think that's their advantage right now is the number of units that they have.